All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom, Barakathum. And I just wanted to share a little quick lesson, real quick, on a post that I'd seen on this. Looks like it's on Spiritual World. It's a beautiful thing, man, because we're at the end of this thing, man. Let me just hold on, Salakia. Make sure this thing is actually recording here. Kind. You know how these things be, Salakia. But yeah, it says nearly 18 million American millennials ages 26 to 41 moved back in with their parents. 39% of them live there because they no longer can afford rent. All right. So what people don't realize, you got the red pill movement, these guys, the dating market, you got clout culture, where, everybody's just trying to get views on whether it be Instagram. Everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to be a public figure, so to speak. And, real jobs out there in the economy, things like brickwork, pipe cleaning, pipe fitting, you know, plumbing, vocational, technical, hands-on. Those jobs, man, they're becoming less and less demand. All right, and majority of the jobs that are out there right now, it's in that vein. But nobody wants to work those jobs because everybody's gotten soft, man. Everybody's gotten into debt. They've gone to college. They've racked up 50, 60, some people 80, $100,000 in debt. If you go to school to be a lawyer or a doctor, you're looking at, double, triple that, man. Now those professions happen to make a lot of money, but you don't make a ton of that money early on in the career, and it's starting to backfire. Okay. And what's going to happen is it's going to come to a critical mass. It's kind of like that analogy where it says the frog boiling in water. You put the frog in the pot, all right, at room temperature water, but then you slowly turn the heat up. The frog doesn't know to get out of the water, because of how the frog's body temperature works. So the frog ends up boiling alive over a period of time, and that's basically what's happening to America, man. It's a slow boil, but man, once it gets to its melting point, it's going to be a giant crash, and all hell's going to break loose. All right, now this is right in line with the scriptures. All right, because we know that these people live deliciously here, man. We know these people are lazy, they're fat, they're soft, they're emotional. Okay. The men here are weak, if you can even call them men. The women are masculine. Everything's backwards. The animals are all fucked up and out of cycle. Everything's defiled. The rivers, the forests. All right. You got animals, fish, dolphins, washing up on beaches. All right. You got plastic everywhere in the ocean. You got an island the size of Texas, okay, floating somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, man. So this is all a giant buildup, man. And a lot of you women are gonna feel it, man. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it first. Why? Because you're the most proud. All right. And you're the most dependent on this place, man. There's people here that's gonna bug out as soon as something like the internet cut out, man. Like yesterday, my power went out, and it even hit me a little bit. I'm just like, damn, man. I was cool, I was chilling, but it was just like a reminder of the comforts of this place, man. Having things like air conditioning, television, and And the internet, yeah, we look at those things, we indulge in these things, these smartphones that, have demons on them, and we look at them quite often, but ultimately we have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and these people do not, you know. Now this reminded me of not Isaiah, Salakia, Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. All right, and I'll get that real quick and just see where the spirit goes. Well, actually, this won't be too long. I may just read that, but I found this very, very interesting, man. You know, because what are y'all getting ready to do, man? All right, Esau's completely erased the middle class, and on at the same time he's erased the middle class, or started those policies to erase the middle class. He let all the women into the workforce, that doubled the size of the workforce, which cut the wages in half. So now most people, okay, can't afford to live in a by their have their own, pay for their own rent. You know, most families have both parents working now, man. You see, you think you can raise a child in that environment when both parents are gone 50 hours a week? What's going to happen to the quality of children? More and more degeneration starts to set in, and it doesn't hurt the first generation. The second generation, you start to really feel it, man. But now we're in the third generation of all of this bullshit, man. Gen Z, they're completely out of their mind. You see? Completely out of their mind, man. And millennials are feeling what's going to be left for Gen Z. They're going to try to get jobs on the internet. They're going to try to do the gig economy, and Esau's going to shut all of that shit down. It's about to be chaos out here in the streets, man. I'll put it to you that way. This is Jeremiah 51. And I was going to start at verse 8, but I'll just start at 1, man. I'll just read this a little bit of this. This is Jeremiah 51 and 1, it says, "Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind." Now that's a prophecy, and that destroying wind is basically going to be thermonuclear destruction. All right, but the Lord is not satisfied with just thermonuclear destruction. He's gonna inflict pain and plagues on you people before that happens. All hell's gonna break loose. A lot of people are gonna die of the sword. A lot of people are gonna die of famine. All right. A lot of people are going to be taken out by wild beasts, ghosts, apparitions. Okay. Mass death everywhere. And then he's going to hit you with the destroying wind. But let's go. It says, verse 2, "And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land." All right. So that means we know Russia's going to lead. Basically, they can't wait to drop nukes on America. But you're going to have other nations that's going to send nukes on this place, man. One nuke can basically destroy America, not physically the whole land, but if any nuke hits any one place in America, the economy's through, all the infrastructure, the supply chain, it's all done, man. Lots of fallout of death from radioactivity. Okay. And there's going to be a whole heap of missiles, man. 200,000. All right. It says, "For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about," man. Who's the they? All the other nations, man, including the EU, including the beast. It says in Revelation 17 that these shall hate the whore and shall burn her with fire. That's the precept to that. All right. Verse 3, it says, "Against him that bendeth the bow, that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow." All right. "And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine," I have to look up what that word is, "spare ye." It may have it over here in the NLT. Like brigandine. Okay, like you have brigandine. It's a band of soldiers. Okay. You have like brigadier generals, things like that. Okay. Salakia. It says, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts, man. So it's not going to be anybody saved, man. This is just the beginning. All right. First, it's going to be economic troubles. Then it's going to be psychological troubles. Then it's going to be physical troubles, man. All right. It says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. So you see, there's going to be people getting fucked up out here in the streets, man, before that. Okay. For Israel hath not been forsaken. That's us, the Israelites, man. Why does it say we have not been forsaken? Because look how long we've been here, man, under punishment. We're at the very bottom. We're getting the raw end of the deal on everything, man. No matter what it is, we're at the bottom. All right. We're constantly castigated. All right. We're ostracized. We're exploited. All of our talent is exploited. We don't make a single dime off of our own talent, effort, and labor. And if we do, somebody else is making billions off of us, man. All right. And those guys are far and few in between. It says, for Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. All right. So this is the redemption period, man. We fucked up. And now the Lord is saying he hasn't forgotten about us. We were in timeout. We were in punishment. All right. You can read Lamentations, the 4th chapter. It says the iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. All right. It says, verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. All right. Now, some guys will take that to get on a plane and go over there to Africa or to the the Holy Land, to go to Israel. And that's not what this is talking about, man. It says, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So what does it mean to flee out of her and not be cut off, man? It means to withdraw from this place. The scriptures say, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her plagues. Revelation 18. All right. But the Lord is going to deliver us among those plagues. That's what's going to make the salvation so miraculous and so stunning. All right. When you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, it says they're going to be amazed at our salvation. Why are they going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation? Because a massive amount of death and judgment is going to be going on. What are we going to be saved from? You see? It says he will render unto them her recompense. Verse 7, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunk. Now I'm going to go back to this article real quick. Because how long has Esau been living good, man? The 50s, they were at the height of their power, man. And it's basically been downhill ever since. Every decision they made has led to the decadence of this place. Every one. What did they do in the 60s? They brought in feminism. Okay. Civil rights and, all of this other kind of stuff. In the 70s, they devalued the currency. They went off the gold standard completely in the 70s. You see? And on and on and on, man. They introduced the internet. They made, man on man and woman on woman a thing all throughout the early 2000s. Every decision they've made have led to the sure destruction of their own selves, man. They would be destroyed even if the Lord didn't show up, man. They would be destroyed because of how they live, their policies, the way that they rule. They don't know what the fuck they doing, man. And is it any wonder that the millennials should be the richest and most what's the word? They should be the most well-off people of any generation. Why? Because America's been filthy rich for the longest, and it's not even close. They're the richest nation to ever live in the history of the world, and it's by far. all right, with the most resources, the most capacity to do things, yet this generation is struggling. Why? Because you got a bunch of wicked Edomites at the top that don't even care about their own people, man. The income inequality is just ridiculous, man. You go be a veteran, you get both your legs blown off, all right, and you can't even get a visit to the VA, man. You on a waiting list for 3 months. That shows you how wicked this place is, man. They don't give a fuck about you here, man. And if you seeing this on Edomites, you already know how they feel about Jake, man. All right, that's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? But let's keep going. Verse 8, verse 7 again. Salakia, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. That golden cup is basically, it's basically done. It's through now. All right. It says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. All right. Why are the nations mad? You see? Because you're spreading this rainbow flag everywhere. You're putting sanctions on people. You're manipulating the economies, blowing up pipelines. All right. Setting up coups. Stealing. Starting wars. Okay. And Europe is about had it, man. Europe is basically broken at this point, man. And when Europe turns on you, you know the other nations are. India is going to turn on you. Pakistan's going to turn on you. The African nations are going to turn on you. And everybody else is basically your enemy. It says, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed, man. And that's the thing. Babylon is not going to be healed. All right, this downturn of these millennials not being able to find jobs, they're moving in with their parents. You got a third of most men that are either virgins or haven't gotten laid in the last year, man. You can't even get a woman. The women are so out of their minds, they all think they're gonna get a millionaire. They're gonna lock one down and marry him. They're completely everything is out of balance, man. This is all gonna come to a head. What do you think is going to happen when you got millions of men willing to pay $4.99 a month? You got some men dropping 10, 20 bands a month. Why do you think that's happening? Because the women are out of order. There's no order, period. There's no fathers. There's no leadership. You're not even allowed to be a man. All of these things are going to add up, and it's going to hit a point where it's all going to crash and all hell's going to break loose, man. All right. And Esau's going to have this solution. We already know what we're talking about, that charagma waiting in the wings. He's saying, look, I got a solution for all the problems that I caused. All it's going to cost you is, basically your soul. If you're an Israelite, if you're not an Israelite, you're already fucked. But if you're a Jake, man, they're going to try to entice you. That's who they really want. That's who they really want, man. They want you Israelites, man, all right? But this place is not going to be healed. All right, verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and it is lifted up even to the skies, man, all right? So when that happens, that's when the thermonuclear destruction happens, man. That's when the Lord has had it. The sacrifice is ready. The lamb is fat. All right. It's plump. It's on the altar. It's ready. Okay. And you can read more on. There's plenty of precepts to back this up. Jeremiah 50 goes into it. Jeremiah 49 is good. Revelation 18. Revelation 14. This goes into Revelation 13 as well. All right. Isaiah 34. Okay. There's a lot of meat in the Holy Scriptures that basically clearly outlines, Second Ezra, you can't forget that, Second Ezra 9, Second Ezra 15, Second Ezra 16. A lot of meat in the scriptures that clearly detail the downfall of this place, how it's gonna be like contractions, man. It's gonna get closer and closer, and and it's gonna be a buildup. And that's how the Lord, that's how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gets down. That's why it says it here, man. I'll read that again. It says verse 9, it says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven. So the Lord let it build up to heaven, man. And that's parabolically speaking, that their sins have gotten out of control. All right. Whenever you have rats whose DNA can't be male or female, there's some kind of third gender because they fucked the DNA up so bad. That's how you know we're out of here, man. That's how you know it's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. You got Esau trying to build artificial wombs, man. We got to get out of here. Okay? He's got megatons of space junk just flying out there in the atmosphere, man. You see? It's gotten past the point of ridiculous. And these are just the things that we know about. You got all kind of kids missing. We already know all kind of crazy, sick shit going on with there. One of the biggest brands in the world, Balenciaga. What's going on over there? You see? That we got to get out of here, man. The sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to fuck these people up, man. So with that, shalom.